Good morning, my name is Claire, this is my channel Claire's Footsteps, and today I am in Bergen, Norway. So I am here on a press trip to see the best of Bergen, and specifically what Bergen is like to visit in February. Obviously it's winter in Norway, so it's pretty cold, but there is actually quite a lot to do here even in the winter months. So this morning we went to a local pool here in Bergen where we could swim in the heated outdoor pool, which was a toasty 32 degrees, and take a dip in the sea, which was not quite freezing, but it was 7 degrees. So here's what I thought of that. Alright, we are at a swimming pool right by the sea. Have just jumped in the sea at 7 degrees, and there is a heated swimming pool, but that is 30 degrees, so that is much nicer. So I'm going to go in that now. But it was a really cool experience. It was really nice to see, and it was a very local thing. A lot of locals do that before work, which was really cool. Now we've taken a cable car up to the top of Mount Fløyen, which is one of the mountains next to Bergen. And here is very snowy at the moment, as you can see. But there are some nice nature trails. There's a playground for kids. You can go mountain biking. In the winter months the view is a little cloudier, but there's still a spectacular view over Bergen, so it's worth coming for the view alone. However, we have had a little bit of mist, so it's not always guaranteed. I would probably recommend coming on a clear day. And now we're just having some lunch, so I'm just walking to find the yurt where our restaurant is. It's not snowing down in Bergen, it's like a fairly mild, like 5 degrees or so. But it is colder up here. The ice is pretty hazardous. I'm just having to like teeter over it all like Bandy. But nearly at the restaurant now. Yeah. Oh, lovely. It's quite a lot later, so after we went to the up the mountain, we just went around a few museums in the afternoon. We went to the Museum of Bergen, which was really interesting. It was about the foundings of Bergen and its history, and then we went to the Maritime Museum, which was all about the waters around Bergen and how they've shaped the city. So they were both really interesting. Then we went to the ice bar, which was quite a cool experience. It's the Magic Ice Bar, which is a Norwegian company. They have ice bars in a few different Norwegian cities, and also one in Reykjavik in Iceland. So that was really cool to check out. It was -5 degrees there, which was pretty cold, but it wasn't too bad. We were there for probably about 40 minutes, got a couple of drinks, and now we are at a fish restaurant. Now I don't actually eat fish, so they do luckily have a few veggie options on the menu. I'm getting some veggie sushi for starters, and then a veggie burger with sweet potato fries for mains. So quite excited about that. The food looks really good, and it's in a really nice atmosphere. It's just over Bergen Harbour, which is really lovely. And yeah, it's been a pretty good first day in Bergen. We've still got a full day tomorrow, and then we're actually coming back here at the end of the Norway trip, so we're seeing quite a lot of Bergen. One thing about visiting Bergen in February is that the weather is pretty British weather, I'll describe it as. If you're used to British weather, you'll know what I mean. It's not too cold, it's about 5 degrees, 6 degrees, something like that, but it is a bit wet and rainy. Not that much snow, although there was snow at the top of the mountain, so you won't need a crazy amount of layers if you're just visiting Bergen in the winter. But later in the week we are heading up to Arctic Norway, where obviously it will be a lot colder. So we're back from the bar. We went to the fish restaurant that I showed before, and then we went to the Frescohallen, which is a bar that's just recently reopened. I think it reopened in April 22, and it used to be the old stocks and shares office. Then it changed to become a Bank of Scandinavia, and when it was a Bank of Scandinavia, lots of frescoes got painted on it, which represented the fishing industry in Bergen. and these frescoes are still there to this day. They've been touched up a little bit, but there's actually still the original frescoes, but recently it reopened as a bar. So nowadays it's a cocktail bar. There's loads of stuff on the menu there. There was espresso martinis, porn star martinis, Aperol spritz, loads of different types of like classic cocktails, wines, sparkling wines, beers, you name it, there was probably on the menu. I actually just had a tap water because I don't drink that much too late at night. But very extensive list, so it's definitely a really cool place to check out while you're in Bergen, especially if you want to go to a bar that has a bit of history and culture behind it. So that pretty much wraps up today in Bergen. It's been a pretty busy day. It started at 7 AM today and now it is nearly 11 o'clock. Had a couple of hours rest in the afternoon, but other than that it's been pretty go. Tomorrow we've got a slightly later start. I think we're leaving here at 10 and then we're doing a food tour, which should be really interesting. I don't actually eat fish and the tour is quite focused on fish, I think, but it will be really interesting to learn about the industry and how it's so important to Bergen. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we're going to go to a couple more of the spots in and around Bergen, the art gallery and a couple of other places. So that'll be really interesting to see as well. But so far, I think Bergen's a great destination for February. It's really not that cold. It's, you know, probably between 5 and maybe not quite 10 degrees. It's probably about 5 to 7 degrees. And it was snowy up in the mountains, but in the town it's fairly mild. There's quite a lot of daylight, like in terms of Northern Europe. It probably got light about 9 o'clock today and then got dark again about 4:30. So a decent amount of daylight, and there's loads of stuff to do in the winter months. There's plenty of indoor attractions, loads of cool bars, loads of restaurants, and we're going to learn tomorrow about why the seafood of Bergen is best during the winter months. So that should be interesting. Just a quick one before I go to sleep. So we're staying at the Scandic Torget Hotel. And really great hotel. I really like it. I loved the breakfast buffet. It was great, but last night we did find it was very hot in the room, and I mean for other reasons as well. I struggle with insomnia, but also because it was so hot I only ended up getting 3 hours of sleep, which is partly why I'm back so early tonight. So I've turned the temperature control off completely, and hopefully that means it won't be too hot. But it's just crazy. I'm in Norway in February and I couldn't sleep because it's too hot. You might be able to see my eyes look so puffy because I'm so tired. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get some sleep now, and hopefully I'll just be able to sleep through and I'll feel a lot better tomorrow, because today's been really fun and I'm glad it's been the first day. And because I think because it's the first day I still managed to do quite a lot and really enjoy my time. It was especially great having the dip in the sea this morning, but yeah, it would be very nice to get a solid night's sleep tonight. Good morning from Bergen. So it is our second day here, and this morning we're just having a little look around some of the art museums. So Bergen has quite a lot of art museums, including the third largest collection of Edward Munch in the world, although at the moment apparently it's been touring around some other capitals in the UK. I think it's actually in London. So the whole collection isn't here at the moment, but normally the whole collection is in the KODE Art Museum here. So we're just looking around a couple of art museums, seeing how the artwork represents some of Bergen's history, which is quite interesting. And then after this we're going on a food tour to learn more about the gastronomy of Bergen.
Just dried. It's not added anything, it's not taking out anything with water, it's only dried.
Alright, the food tour is done. It was pretty windy in Bergen today, so I had to really put my scarf up like this. But yeah, that was good, that was interesting. Most of it was seafood based, but because I'm veggie I had like a peanut soup and I had some waffles with Norwegian cheese. So I had enough, and now we're going straight to dinner. So just heading out there now. Alright, last stop of the day, we are in Allumen, which is a restaurant here in Bergen that does these 3-course menus for all dietary requirements. So I've got something veggie, so I'm excited to see what food they bring out. They haven't actually said what it's going to be, but they said they promise it will be delicious. Alright, we are now in Bergen Airport, getting ready to leave. So we're now flying to Sogndal, which is right on the fjords. I think that may be another video.